right. Welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 487. Now, last week I said that Wesley Snipes and Ving Rhames was going to they was gonna have a prison fight. Yeah, last week I said that I was going back to prison, and Wesley Snipes and Ving Rhames is going to have a prison boxing match. So yeah, here we are, man. Undisputed. You know what? This movie is kind of like the Transporter movies, the Transporter franchise. Meaning, I don't think many people know about the first Undisputed movie, but everybody know about the sequels. Just like I don't think many people knew about the first Transporter, but everybody knew about Transporter 2 and Transporter 3. So yeah, I'll tell you, man. Yeah, it's one of those movies. Yeah, it's one of those movies that 100% flew right under the radar. So yeah, Undisputed, 2002. Wesley Snipes, Ving Rhames, um, Peter Boyle played the old man in played the old gangster. And then yeah, he had if you guys remember Yo MTV Raps, if you was around in the 90s, you know, then yeah, if you remember Yo MTV Raps, and if you remember the Weekend Show, you know, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover were the hosts of the Weekend Show, while Fab Five Freddy was the host of the Weekday Show. So, you know, Ed Lover played the ring the ring commentator. Yeah, he's the ring announcer too. Yeah, he ring announcer and the commentator for the boxing match at Sweetwater Prison. So yeah, I tell you, man, this movie though, yeah, 100% flew under the radar. Not many people know about it. You know, of course, they know about Undisputed 2 and 3 and Boyka, Undisputed 4, because, you know, Scott Adkins, he's awesome as shit. You know, he is he is he's a one awesome dude. You know, he's a real mean ass kicking motherfucker. I tell you, Scott Adkins in the Undisputed sequels. You know, Yuri Boyka, I'm the most complete fighter in the world. You know, I tell you, man, yeah. Everybody know about those movies. You know, the MMA movies. But not many people know about this movie right here, the first movie, Undisputed, a boxing movie in prison. And yeah, these guys fight sort of in the ring, but it's a ring without the ropes, but they got a cage instead. Okay, a cage fight, a cage boxing fight in prison. I mean, who comes up with this shit? Great concept. I love this movie. You know, seeing Wesley Snipes. You know, after doing Blade 2, he does this movie. He came out in 2002. So yeah, after doing Blade 2, he does this movie. I remember listening to him in the commentary. You know, his abs, those tough abs that he had in Blade 2. I remember hearing saying, yeah, he got those while he was training for Undisputed. You know. So yeah, I tell you, man. Yeah, seeing Wesley in this movie, tough abs. Seeing Ving Rhames in this movie, jacked as fuck. I mean, Jesus, man. Yeah, I tell you, man. Yeah, these cats, man. Yeah, Ving Rhames, yeah, the heavyweight champion, undefeated heavyweight champion, and you know, he got convicted for rape, and yeah, they had to throw him in prison. You know, reminds me of Mike Tyson a little bit. So yeah, you know. So yeah, you know, when he found out that there's a fighter in prison who is also undefeated and could probably kick his ass, you know, yeah. that got him wonder, who's the chump that you got in here that he can football? So yeah, man, I tell you, yeah, once the old man, the old gangster shows up and that Ving Rhames character, Iceman, George Iceman Chambers, once you let the Iceman know that there's a fighter inside the prison that could probably kick his ass, yeah, he was interested. So, once chow time came around, everybody eating their lunch, everybody in the cell block eating their lunch, yeah, he want to know who Monroe Hutchins is. That's Wesley Snipes' character, Monroe Hutchins. Yeah, he want to know which one of these chumps is Monroe Hutchins. So yeah, pointed him out in line. So yeah, he went over to the line, wanted to go and meet him. And everybody that they got up and they gathered around, they want to see what the action's going down is. Everybody gathered around, so yeah, Iceman talking about, yeah, eating some fruit. You talking about, yeah, you Monroe Hutchins? Yep. Guess you know who I am. You the champ around here? Yeah. Not the heavyweight champ. Champion. Heavyweight or any other kind they got. I didn't know they had boxing in a place like this. A special program. We get bouts every 6 months. Usually fight other guys from prison. Usually fight guys from other prisons. So how long you been on top? 10 years. Ever since I've been in here. Damn. Brother, that's a real fine record you got there. I got to admit, smacked him right in the face, man. I tell you, yeah, everybody's starting to get rambunctious. Yeah, guards coming in, separating them, almost had a riot go down. Yeah, come on. You want some of this? Come on. Ain't one champ in here, but ain't no champ in here but me. I tell you, man, yeah. That's set it up, man. That's a perfect setup. This movie is one huge build-up because once the fight went down, holy shit, that was the payoff. Okay? I mean, yeah, we had some setbacks, We had a little bit of setback, a little bit of a prison riot went down. And later on in the movie, a little bit of prison riot went down, and they canceled the fight. And then, yeah, once the gangster found out, he let off a huge cussing rant. I think I heard fuck like 18 times. Yeah, they canceled the fight. Jesus fucking Christ, this fucking warden. Who the fuck is this fucking warden fucking thinks he is? I mean, yeah, he went off. Good thing I'm not monetized because, 18 times, I would have lost some money if I was monetized, of course. But I guess I can say fuck all I want now. So yeah, a fucking wife and a fucking asthma. Called the fucking warden. I want to meet him. But yeah, I tell you, yeah, he let off a huge rant, man. I mean, he went off tangent a little bit, talked about how his wife was, and then talked about how he got in prison in the first place, and then, yeah, I should have stayed in Miami where fucking people know how to do fucking business. Yeah, the fucking government come at me for taxes. I tell you, yeah. And another thing, yeah, each inmate, each character in this movie, yeah, we got introduced to, yeah, they put up their profile, and we had a nice little black and white still, and then they put up their profile, name, when they got locked up, how long they've been there, and what they got locked up for. So yeah, I tell you, yeah, we learned a few things about these guys, You know, Iceman, yeah, he was accused of rape, you know. Throughout the movie, you know, yeah, we were hearing comments from the accuser, you know, how she was the victim and everything like that, you know. Fucking Desiree Washington, that bitch that didn't tell the truth and got Tyson thrown in jail. So yeah, basically we got her. But yeah, so yeah, throughout, we were hearing her plead her case, and Iceman, he stick by his word. I ain't no punk ass rapist. She wanted it. She didn't say no, she didn't say shit. Yeah, yeah, that's why she was making all those happy sounds, because she was hurting, right? Most people liked it that way. So anyway, yeah. Oh man, yeah. Anybody who's a boxing enthusiast, if you know who the hell Jim Lampley is, the head commentator, the head specialist of HBO boxing, back when HBO used to have boxing, yeah, he had a nice little cameo talking to Iceman. Iceman sitting behind the gate, Yeah, he's and Jim Lampley behind the other gate conducting the interview, nice little interview. Then Iceman, he just exploded, yeah, fuck the president. I ain't apologizing, not to you, not to her, not to anybody. You look, I got this gate between you and me. I'll rip your new asshole, you judgmental motherfucker. I mean, damn. I tell you, this movie, yeah. This movie is pretty intense, pretty intense. Great build-up for the fight throughout the whole movie, And then, yeah, once we got the fight, man, we got a motherfucking war. I mean, these guys went at it tooth and nail, back and forth, Yeah, Monroe, he went down. Iceman, he went down for the first time in his career, you know. Yeah, Monroe, yeah, he was hurting against the cage, Iceman, he got hurt in the fight, And then, yeah, once Monroe threw that left hook, yeah, that was the turnaround of the fight. And yeah, I tell you, man, Iceman, he was just getting whooped. Okay, Monroe was getting whooped, and then Iceman was getting whooped. I mean, yeah, this is the brawl for all, man. People were talking about this for the rest of their life. If I knew I had to go to jail to see a fight like this, I would have done a crime a long time ago, that was the commentator's line right there. One of the best lines in the whole movie. So yeah, I tell you, man, yeah. Once Monroe, once he got the upper hand, and later on, yeah, start throwing some mad combos. Yeah, coming in, clocked him with the uppercut, dropped him with a hook. Shit. Yeah, Iceman went down. He went down cold like a sack of potatoes. So, I mean, damn. Whew. That was a clear cut KO. That's it. Monroe wins, and I just won a lot of goddamn money. So good, man. This movie is so good. This fight was so good. A real payoff, or absolute war. I mean, if you've seen boxing movies before this, you never seen nothing like this. So yeah, Undisputed, the first Undisputed, nervous people on this movie, check this shit out if you can find it. It's out there somewhere. So yeah, 100%, straight up 5 out of 5. This movie is just, real gritty, real intense. And yeah, action packed. I wouldn't consider it an action movie, but still, hell of a fight, hell of a watch. Check this shit out. That's my review, and I'm sticking to it. 100% damn good shit. Now next week, I'm going to go back to my regular schedule, because I wanted to cover Animal House earlier this month, but Hulk Hogan passed away, so I'm going to cover Animal House next week. So you keep it locked right here with that. Check out my other shit right here. Subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, between time, Jack, this show is off.